I'm at the train station because I think the Porsche is ready. They're just fitting a new part. They tried a part, it worked. We've gone out and bought one. They're just fitting it now. So in theory, that should solve this problem I've been having. So I'm going on the train now to Halesowen to pick it up. Fingers crossed it's not a wasted journey. Maybe I should have worn shorts. I'm a bit hot. That was a good 20-minute walk from the train station. Anyway, I'm here now. This is actually Park Lane, but not in London. It's not quite the same, but these guys have been doing Porsche for 30, 40 years. So the place isn't glamorous, but very functional. So here we go. Just picked it up from Club Autosport. They said it's really nice now. I'm hot. Let's get out of here. Obviously I got to warm it up, but tell you what, wow. So the problem, what was the problem? Well, you know, in the last video I said look, the next thing I would do would be change the ECU, but you know, where do I stop? And typically the guys went through everything that basically I'd already done, double checked everything, swapped everything over, checked all of the components I'd already checked to make sure they're bang on and make sure I hadn't missed anything. And yes, and then they came to the conclusion that we'll try an ECU, and bang, ECU straight away worked. Lovely job. So it's an ECU problem. We got a replacement done. God knows where I think I can go across here. Yeah, so we got a refurbished one and put it in, and they're saying it's running sweet now, and yeah, certainly feels that way at the moment, so well chuffed with that. The other thing they found was on the idle. They couldn't set the idle, which you have to do fairly manually, but it is electronic idle, and you have to tell the ECU where idle is, and there was some dodgy wiring on there, so that's all I can tell you. I can't go into detail because it was a bit above my head, but there was a relay somewhere there shouldn't have been a relay, so that's all sorted. So the Tico was good, so I'm just looking forward to getting out of town now and having a little proper drive. So the guys also checked all the injectors and actually cleaned them all as well, because there was two that weren't functioning very well. The jet was a bit uneven, so they've cleaned all those and they're all working perfectly now, they say. It certainly feels that way, but yeah, just need to get out on the open road, put my foot down. I'm so pleased. Oh, and the sun's out. Yeah, make the most of this. It's a new day, a new dawn. So yesterday, as you saw, it all went up in smoke. I've had a good look round while it was really hot, actually, just to see where it was running, and there is actually evidence of oil up here, so it looks like it's sort of spraying from somewhere. I'm kind of, my gut feeling and hope is it's just one of these pipes that I replaced has come off. Wasn't maybe secured properly. I didn't do the Jubilee clip up or something like that, because it is going everywhere, but it's not consistent. You turn the engine on, it's firing oil out, and I'm pretty, by the smell, it smells like engine oil. So I'm going to start taking all this out again and see if I can get to the back and have a better look, because there is oil evidence just around this area here. So let's have a look. Right, at the moment we have oil everywhere. There's lots, it's everywhere. It's all over the gearbox, exhaust. It's just difficult to know where it's coming from. It's not one of those pipes that I thought it might be. I think I was wishful thinking. The most severe of the oil is down there, the bottom of the oil cooler. It kind of goes up the side quite intensely. But it is everywhere. So I think I'm going to clean it and then start the engine and see if anything drips, because this could be, my worst fear at the moment is if it's the front bearing on the engine where it goes into the gearbox. If there's oil pouring out that, although there was no clutch slipping, which you would think if there's that much oil going on the clutch, it would slip. That's maybe a good thing. So it might be, my feeling at the moment is it could be this oil cooler. But I'm going to clean it all up, get rid of all the drips of oil, and then I'm going to start it and see what happens. Right, there's definitely, I know where it's coming from, as I can see where it's actually spilling out from the engine or the oil cooler. It's between the oil cooler or somewhere on the engine or where they connect together. So that's the problem. It may have been caused, well, I can only imagine that now I've given it some more, you know, full beans, if you like, that I'm going to go outside. It's probably, if there was a seal that wasn't quite, was about to perish, and I've been booting it, whether the seal's peeled back or broke, that's my feeling now, is it might be between the seal between the engine and the oil cooler. So anyway, I'm thinking aloud, and I'm going to let it all cool down, including myself, and then work out what to do. Right, so I've done a bit of research online. This is an engine radiator cooler. Obviously the actual oil cooler is at the front of these. I'm not 100% sure why it's there, what it does, but I do know they're £1,000 to replace. But anyway, I'm not sure it is that. Obviously it looks like it's that, but the good news is the oil goes in this side, I assume, or it comes out this side. But basically you got an in pipe, you got one pipe going in, one pipe coming out, both at the bottom, both accessible, and then this is just, from what it looks like, this is just kind of bolted in place there. It's not actually connected to the engine, if you like. So I'm hoping I can unbolt that, drop it out, and have a better look. So I've got two extremely clean bowls because if you remember, this thing takes tons of oil and it's all new, so I want to reuse it if I can. Did I give the impression this was going to be simple? So I've undone the pipe, I've undone the bolts at the other side that bolt it to the engine. There is now 2 bolts above, which I wasn't sure, which I wasn't aware of, but I've looked at the drawings, they're definitely there. How to get to them, that's I can only see from the top again, so yet again I will be removing this. And then I believe there's some of the air from this fan is pushed down into that cooler. So I think I have to take the shrouding off, and then I should be able to get to the bolts, and then I'll be able to get it off. So here we go again. Right, so check this out. I had to remove this piece of plastic cowling. To do that, I've had to undo the fuel rail, undo 3 bolts, and those are those 2 bolts I want. That's where the oil is coming out, somewhere here. Could be a gasket, just don't know. Not there yet. I've got to pull this out towards the camera so it won't move, because here it's stuck against the cover, so I've got to take that cover off. When I did the other side, it was all rusted and the bolt snapped in the block or in the head, so see what this one has got to offer. That's loose. So as you can see, there's 2, I would assume, somewhere along the line, one of those O-rings has failed. But I'm not overly convinced, I must say. Right, I've given it a good clean. It's looking pretty good. So I've ordered those seals as well. So I'm going to just leave it, let it all dry out. I've cleaned it out as well inside with a little bit of petrol, so I'm going to let that all evaporate and wait for the parts to turn up. So that's been this week's adventure. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please do like, subscribe and share it, etc. And hopefully I'll be back in a week or 2 with some good news, but you never know.